Wow, filming with a script is hard. Hey friends, I just started a series to document my journey in a 10-week course that called Learning Sustainable Wellbeing. I truly believe that this experience will change my life, and I want to share the second chapter of the story with you here today. In this chapter, it focuses on the lecture of layer of self, who we really are. And have you ever thought about who you are? What makes you you? I know I haven't. When people ask me who I am, I just simply answer, well, I'm a trans man. I'm a student. I hope to pursue a career in positive psychology. But then, if I really think about it, all those things are just telling them what I look like, my appearances, my inspiration, what I'm doing, what I'm working on. But also those things could change, you know? I could wanna be a rapper instead. Or maybe my sexual identity change and I wanted to look differently than the way I'm looking now. And that's all okay. Changes are okay. Things that are not permanent are okay. But now I'm really curious. What's the thing that is permanent that hasn't changed since I was born, 1 year old, to now almost 25 years old? What is that thing that's constantly there in me that makes me who I am, that hasn't changed? Is it even possible? And I've learned that it is. There is this sense of who we are that hasn't changed at all. And we will explore that idea here now. But before we go any further, please don't think that the thing I just talked about, the deepest sense of who we are, is our thought or emotion. Because it's not. How do I know it's not? Have you ever tried to journal or like keep track of all your thoughts in a day? I did. I tried it out. I wrote it on a piece of paper, one after the other, and I couldn't keep track. There were so many thoughts in a day. That is not counting the emotions that I feel. And it's constantly changing. One, it said that I'm a loser. The other one is saying that I'm perfect. Or the other one saying I'm a human. It's just one after the other, one after the other. And have you ever heard about this concept called monkey mind? Where our thoughts just jumping from one branch to the other. It's like the monkey do. That's definitely not who we are. What I'm talking about is the peace, the quiet, the thing that's underneath all those thoughts and emotion. That peace, that quietness is our most inner and truest self. In class, the professor has us practice meditations to really find that inner peace, or just to really listen to our mind, whatever that we want to spend that 1 minute meditating on. And afterward, she has us write it down, like our experience. during that 1 minute meditations. And I was surprised that most of the thoughts that was happening during the meditations were negative. Why is that? Why do I spend time in meditations, which is supposed to be peaceful? But it's not. I was actually thinking about all the negative things that could have happened. For example, I was thinking, if I do something wrong, my friend who's sitting next to me will hate me. Or about the bad thing that I did 2 years ago that still makes me regret and hate myself for it to this very day. And I also wondering why meditation's so hard. But you know what's the most fascinating? There's something that's watching my thought. Because that's the only way that I could know what I think and whether it's negative, positive. There's some silent watcher that's is there besides just me, my body, my mind, which is generating the thought. There's something else that's watching above during this whole process. Isn't that kind of crazy? So then the professor introduced, but hold that thought, okay? That is crazy. Hold that silent watcher thingy with me for a moment as we go on this journey. So the professor introduced the idea of layer of cell that is inspired by John Locke, William James, Carl Jones, Alan Watts, Sam Harris. These concepts are popular among psychologists, philosophers, and even spiritual teachers. And it goes something along the line of us having 4 different layers of self. And those layers are, the outermost layer is the persona. The second thing to that, a little bit deeper inside, is our personality. And then a layer more inside is our heart values. And lastly, the very thing that's deepest is pure consciousness. Some people may even call it our soul. But that's layer right there, my friend, I think was the silent watcher that we just talked about. Let me know what you think after we go through this lecture together. So let's start with the outermost layer, which is our persona, also known as the mask. It's how we present ourselves. Our appearances, hairstyle, maybe some makeup. Basically everything that a person who look at it can tell about us. Then a layer in, we have our personality. Who love personality here? Me. Which reflects how we express ourselves through our behavior, attitude, preferences. Now another layer in, we have something deeper. And it's right here. It's called our heart values. This represents what we truly want. Independence of logics, of what our mind thinks is right or wrong. It's purely what you want. For me, I think of this as what my gut wants. Okay, I'm back. Let's do this. Let's get it over with. Next time, I will not write a word by word script anymore. I will just write an outline and then go with it. Because right now, I feel like I'm just reading it out of the paper and take away the excitement. This is supposed to be really exciting. This is supposed to be really meaningful. But now it's feel very scripted and to take away the part that's supposed to be fun. And I feel like I'm just giving a lecture instead of sharing this wonderful experience, how I truly felt in my heart. So, lesson learned. I will not script this word by word again. But hey, we learn something new every day. 1% better for the next video, okay? Okay, bear this with me. Let's do this. The deepest layer of ourselves is pure consciousness. And you might think, what the heck is that? And my friend, I think just like that when I first heard about it. My professor, she explained that is our essence, the very being that is connected to all the being in the world. Tree, animal, everything. And that is the very thing that keeps us alive. But this thing called pure consciousness, we rarely discussed about it. And because of this lack of interactions from day-to-day basis, we got distant from it. So now we need to learn a way to get closer to this pure consciousness, to really feel the very essence of our being. And this, once we get closer to it and we somehow align our personality, our persona, our heart values with it, everything will unite it. And it will make us the most happiest because we get to be our very self. Isn't it exciting? It is. It's so exciting. So how do we do this? How do we reach this gap? First, the professor has us write down our heart's values. Yeah, heart's values. And I wrote that my heart value is to be forgiven, to be heard, to be myself, to be loved, and to feel loved. In that every room I walk into, I get to be present, fully present. I was surprised because I've never really thought about my heart values before this class. But this provided me an opportunity to dig deeper to what I truly want, regardless of logics that is telling me I should want this, I should want that, I should do this, I should do that because it's best for me. No, something that I just wanted for the sake of wanting it. This reflections also makes me realize that my heart values is over here and what I'm doing with my life is over here. They're not a lie. They're not like this yet. They're actually like a little bit mismatched, right? They're close, but they're not matched. And I hope to find a way where I can match them both. What my heart truly wants and my behavior, my trait, my character, what I chase in life through my persona and my personality. Hope I can match them. So they could be one. And I believe that's when I will be happy. And these match come closer and closer together and meet with pure consciousness. That would be amazing. Honestly, sometimes I think, why don't these match? Why don't my heart just tell my body and my brain what to do, what to chase? Well, because I don't just listen to my heart. I also listen to what other people want for me, or the world told me I should want. And my persona is trying to be perfect, to put on this show to impress others. And yes, it's doing that so that I can have connections and relationship with other people that I love, that I care. At the same time, those act of trying to show up as a person who's not really what my hearts want feel inauthentic. I hope to find a balance between what I can do for others, what I should do, but also listen to my heart. Find a balance between the two. And I can. I believe that I can. And I believe that you can too if you were in the same shoes that I am. Know that recognizing that there's a misalignment between our heart values and what we present to the world through our persona, and it might signal or might trigger some negative feeling towards the persona, but that is not what we're trying to do here. Our persona is just trying to protect us so we can fit in with the world and that we don't die alone. And there's no benefit of shaming it. Please accept and love it for what it's trying to do for us too, you know? And we'll find a way to bring it closer to our heart values while letting it doing its thing, just protecting us, presenting us to the world, you know? The key point is we don't want the persona or personality to dictate our entire life. The professor stated that this is how we understand the game, for lack of better, let's use the word game, that the world is playing, while still honoring what's truly best in our heart and act in a way that those two can function together. You might be like, what the hell does that even mean? Give me an example. And I have a perfect example for you. The professor said, if I go to an interview for a PhD positions at a big institutions, a big school. During the interview, they asked me, hey, tell us something about yourself and how you could be the best fit for this program. I cannot just say that, hey, I'm pure consciousness. My heart values is to be loved, to feel connected, to be present. Let's be real with you, they're not gonna give you the positions. They're not gonna give you the money or fund your research or let you be their student. Maybe. But if you let the persona do the interview, where the persona get to talk about your achievement, your dedications, your drive, and how you're willing to present yourself in a way that not only support the institutions, support research, but also support the very person that's interviewing you. Then your chance of getting the job significantly increase. Right? So see, that's the game that the world is playing. This is what the world wants. Does that mean that you show up once you get the job? You cannot do the things that makes your heart feel loved? No, you can't. You can't do those stuff. But we first need to get the job first, right? So yeah. At the end of the day, we need both. And if both can align, like a match, it's such a beauty thing. It's such a beautiful thing. Yeah, you don't have to get rid of one. How do we do this? Where do we find this match? Professor also suggests us to ask ourselves this question. Where are you in your element? What is this very place that makes you feel like, I'm in my element now? This feels great. I feel like home. That, my friends, is when those two match. Right? For me, I feel most in my elements when I'm in school. Yeah, what a nerd, right? But the fact that I get to learn about positive psychology, I get to do research that tests my own belief and see if it's really true or not, or it's just my ego. It's really fun and exciting learning new things about the world and about myself at the same time. Get to collab with friends, get to be a part of something that's much bigger than myself. It's very cliche, I know, but it made me feel so happy. At every school day, I would jump out my bed at 6 a.m. in the morning, just so ready to get to class or to go to a lab or to go to this meeting or that meeting. That's how excited I am. On Saturday and Sunday, I like it. I get to relax. I get to enjoy. But I don't feel like I'm in my element at all. I feel most in my element when I'm in school. But you know, being in school doesn't pay the bill. It's not. And if it doesn't pay the bill, it's not sustainable to do for a long time. Which made me thought, and how do I make this thing sustainable? You guys are my answer to this. What the hell do I mean by that? Well, I've decided to share all these amazing things that I've learned in class, in school, to my friend, to my mentor, to my professor, and share it here on YouTube with you guys. I hope that I at least help one person, whether to share something cool that they can apply in their real life, but most importantly, to share a struggle that they were struggling too, and they felt like they're not alone in this war. And that I'm there with them too, because I was alone. And I watched YouTube video, and my YouTuber made me feel like I was not alone. People were in this journey too. I want to return the same gift that I got from YouTube, hoping to make money. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie about it. I really genuinely hope that this YouTube channel could sustain my love for positive psychology, sharing my learning, documenting my life while helping someone in some way and make money. Because if I can pay my bill, if I can achieve financial freedom and location freedom, I get to do this forever. Isn't it amazing? So yeah, that, my friend, is how Nuri is working on matching this and making it sustainable for my life. What about you? Do you have any idea how to match your heart values with your personal and how make it sustainable? Leave it in the comment below. I want to read about it. Alright, so now you and me going on this journey through the path with heart. There are a few tips that my professor shared with us I found very helpful. And I'm gonna share 3 with you. Number 1, honor your fear. Honor it, but do it anyway. Yep. Do it scared. Just do it. Number 2, trust yourself. I know, it's very cliche. But if you don't trust yourself, no one will. Yeah. It starts with you. In my case, start with me. Don't just say it. Just do it. Do it. Give yourself data, reason why you should trust yourself. For me, I post every Sunday. No matter how much homework I have, I'm going through a hard time emotionally, I'm not ready. No matter what, I post every Sunday. And that make me trust that I can follow this path with hearts and I can make it happen. I didn't just tell myself, I didn't just say it out loud. I do it. I give myself the data that show that I should trust myself. And lastly, this one's really real. You ready? Be fair to feeling lost and even fail on your journey. These things are inevitable, you know? And I would add another thing, which is be prepared. When these things happen, you will doubt yourself too. And I don't want to fight with your feeling about how these failures, a setback, a loss, or doubt makes you feel. But if I could just have you step back and really look at the big picture here, just 1 second. Could you see that these things are also just part of the journey, and they are equally as important as the good parts, as the success? Because without them, you wouldn't arrive where you are. Just think about it for a second. This reminds me of something I've learned from Ali Abdaal. He called it the journey at sea, where when you first start out, you will pick a North Star. It's somewhere that you want to go to. Whether it's a goal for you to achieve in 1 year by graduating, or like in 5 years by having a family and getting this done. That's the goal, right? And you on a boat, sail to the sea, and that's where you're going. But the sea, it's unpredictable. The winds shift, current change, you get tossed around. You might not always see the star. It get cloudy and you're not sure if you're getting closer. Are you actually getting lost? But at that moment, take a minute, sit down, and ask yourself if this journey that you're on is true to your heart. And if the directions that you're going feel right to your gut, and if you dare to take just one step, tiny step, to keep yourself going, then maybe you already arrived. Maybe you're already exactly where you need to be. Because my friend, it's not just about that destination, about achieving that goal. Because when you get there, you only get like a couple minutes of fame, or even a day of fame where you feel good and it's felt amazing. But the whole path from where you are to that part, it's a path that takes much longer. It could be a year, could be 3 years, could be 5 years, who knows? But if every little step that you're on the path makes you feel right in your gut, whether it's happiness, sadness, you know it, that it feel right, then you already arrived, regardless of the outcome. Because it's always journey above destination. Yeah. But I'm not gonna lie, maybe you're wrong too. And this maybe, it's okay. Have you ever heard about the maybe fable? Our professor told us this fable, a story about a small boy living in a village, and he kept asking his dad for a horse. His dad is a farmer who's not rich, but worked very hard, and eventually were able to afford the horse. The boy was so excited, and the villagers saw the horse, and they all came to congratulate the family and say how good fortune this is. The father said, yeah, maybe. The boy was so excited. He spent all his time with the horse, learning how to ride it. And then one morning, the dad found out that the boy fell from riding the horse and broke his leg. The villager came to visit and said, sorry, this is so unfortunate. And the father said, yeah, maybe. Later that week, the village go to war with another village. All the boy and the men in the village have to go to war. But except this boy who is rot in bed because he couldn't move. It's like it's broken. And the villager again came and said, wow, this is such a lucky time because possibly this will save the boy's life. And what do you think the father's gonna say? Yeah, exactly that. Maybe. When I heard this, I was so shocked. How can things switch from negative to positive so quickly? Like, it might happen in a story, but it doesn't happen in real life. But I was wrong, because the professor had every one of us sit down for an exercise where we have to write down our own maybe story. Something happened to us that we think it is such an unfortunate thing, but turn out it's exactly what we needed in that moment. Yeah. So I wrote about my experience at the dorm. I wrote about my first experience in a dorm for college. I walked in and it was so old, which made me mad. Because I am terrified of bugs and I hate house maintaining issues. I lived somewhere that's old before. It's so much trouble. And all other friends I know got this new, fancy, nice, clean building. But I somehow, unluckily, was drawn into this building. Yeah, I thought I was so unlucky. Trying to get out of it, but they wouldn't let me change just because the building is old. So I stuck with it. But now, thinking about it, it was such a blessing in disguise. Because the building is so old. It's basically one of the first building in school. So everything is built around that building. The gym, where I play badminton, dining hall, my lab, my classes, everything was within 5 minutes walking distance. It was so convenient. My friend who lived at newer fancy building have to walk 20 minutes or take a bus to get to the places. I can just wake up, walk 5 minutes, sometimes less, to get to all these amenities. Isn't that so lucky? And also, I met my roommates, who now has been my really good friend. I wouldn't have met this roommate if I didn't get this horrible room. Turned out I enjoy it so much that now I actually sign up to be in that horrible building again. I just love it. But yes, we got no hot water. It kept broken. It's hilarious. But this exercise made me trust in the story of maybe. So now whenever I'm in a bad situations, I ask myself, wait, do we really know if this is good or bad in the moment? Or is it look like a setback, but it actually might set me free? Or it might feel like a detour, but it's actually a shortcut. When things don't go the way I hope, I try to pause and think about this maybe story. And that brings us to the ending note for this video, which is maybe we don't have to chase, to find, or to fix anything to get close to our pure consciousness, to ourselves. Maybe we just have to do nothing and let all the noise die down to see this quietness part. It has always stayed with me, even when everything else changed. Maybe I already arrived. Yeah. What do you think? Do you think we find our pure consciousness, our real self yet? I don't know. I would like to think that I did, but the very honest answer is I don't know. But that's okay, because we can sit in this uncertainty of I don't know. At the end of the day, will we really ever know? No. But one thing's hold true and will never change. No matter if I'm 1 year old, 25 years old, or maybe 50 years old. That is my inner deepest self, pure consciousness. Because it is with me right now. It was with me before this journey. It was with me during this journey. And it will stay with me after this journey. That never change. That is permanent and pure. Thank you. Thank you, pure consciousness, for always being here for me. I'm so grateful for you. Alright, guys, I'm gonna sign off now. I'll be back next Sunday, same time, same heart, sharing what I've learned from the class and what I'm still figuring out, and everything in between. See you next week. Bye.